So everyone. Okay, today's mukbang is a little unusual. Pretty much, found whatever was left over in my fridge and trying to make a mukbang out of it. So actually, the other day, I had some leftover rice and made some kimchi fried rice. So usually for kimchi fried rice, I believe one day rice the day before is best because the rice is kind of a little it's a little tough a little bit, and then I guess it's best for fried rice in general. And then I also had it's just some leftover sliced pizza from the other day, Chicago deep dish pizza. There's not much left of it, but yeah, there's only like one slice. And then yeah, before we get into today's topic, let's get into it. Who was watching the Oscars last night? I pretty much watched most of the Oscars last night. I know a lot of people may not want to watch the whole thing. Just like look afterwards for the awards and nominations after the Oscars. But it was pretty surprising. The Oscars. There's a bunch of movies. So many different categories I didn't know for like. Well, I think this might have been one of the years I actually watched the Oscars in almost in its entirety. Um, like sound editing, costume design, some of the categories that I didn't really pay attention to. Mostly people pay attention to best actor of the year, best picture of the year, particularly. Um, there, on the Oscars, there's tons of movies I haven't seen. Some of them were like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Little Woman, and 1917, which I believe is a World War One movie. I think there was a Harriet Tubman movie. I'm not a crazy movie fan, so I don't really watch that many movies that often, to be honest. Except for Parasite was one of the heavy hitters that really surprised me, and I'm just a big fan of it as well. So, but honestly, for Best Picture, Motion Picture, I thought 1917 was gonna win, from the looks of it. 1917, let me see. It won Best Visual Effects, Best Cinematography, and Best Sound Mixing, which was three categories in itself. Um, and then I'm gonna name some other movies and categories that are worth mentioning. I'm not gonna name them all. There's so many of them. Um, I really enjoyed watching Joker. This past year, I thought Joaquin Phoenix did a phenomenal job playing the role of Joker. He kind of brought a new perspective of the acting Joker as well. He of course well deserved. He won Best Actor for it, and and Joker also won Best Original Score, which is pretty much music. Um, I heard Joaquin Phoenix. He I know a lot of actors do this too. That there's like some extremes, right? Actors have to get super in shape, or maybe gain weight, which is I think maybe easier. Probably easier. And then there's the other end of the spectrum where I think Joaquin Phoenix, I believe he lost like 60 pounds, and he for this role. Like I remember there's like the scene. yeah, he looked pretty, like, he looked almost anorexic. Like, you could see his rib cage. And then, but when we saw Joaquin Phoenix at the Oscars last night, I believe he gained some of that weight back, or most of it, anyways. And then I'm usually a big animated feature film guy. Well, particularly anime, but I don't think anime really is going to venture out into the Oscars, particularly. Maybe I don't know. I'm not sure if back then Your Name won anything. I mean, it won a lot of awards, but I'm not sure if it was in the Oscars. I highly doubt it, anyways. But I'm not sure. Don't quote me on it. Maybe I'll look later into it. But anyways, this past Oscars Best Animated Feature Film was Toy Story 4, which I unfortunately have not watched. Shame on me. I'm actually a 90s baby, so that's actually from my era. So I'll probably eventually get around to it and watch it. And then also 1917. I'm not a big fan of World War or war movies in general. But that movie won a lot of awards, and I'm surprised it didn't win Best Picture of the year, to be honest. But maybe I might check that out as well. Let's get into this pizza. Believe it or not, for kimchi fried rice, some people actually put cheese on it, and to be honest, it can be so. If you put cheese on kimchi fried rice, it's kind of like a little, kind of like a Korean pizza if you think about it. But cheese is good, but I think that's a little too much cheese since I already have pizza already, right? Cheese once in a while, kimchi fried rice is good, but sometimes I feel it's like a little too heavy. Just the plain kimchi fried rice is good enough for me. Oh yeah, that's right. I think forgot which MCs were. They have for every different category. They have different people presenting the awards, right? I believe there's like 2 female comedians. I'm not a super fan of them. I don't really remember the names, but I remember this part when they're announcing the awards. They're trying to do something funny, right? Attempting to be funny at least. They were singing and stuff like that, and I didn't really find it too funny, to be honest. Then the camera panned over to Billie Eilish, and then she gave this like stank face. It was so funny, excuse me. And then right there, I immediately knew that social media was going to get on it. Okay, let's try to finish most of the rest of the stuff right here. Okay, now moving on. Parasite. Among the awards I won Best Original Screenplay, Best International Feature Film, which I honestly thought Parasite was going to only win Best International Feature Film, and Best Director. Director Bong Joon-ho. Sorry, I may not pronounce his name correctly. And what shocked me the most is saving the best category for last. Best Picture of the Year. And Parasite actually won it. So, actually, during the Oscars, I was watching with my family. And then me and my dad are super fans of Parasite. My mom, not so much. Forget about her. But every time Parasite won an award, me and my dad were like yelling, like, let's go. But yeah, imagine I was screaming at the top of my lungs. I think my neighbors next door, they're probably, what the heck are these people watching, or what are they doing? What are they screaming for? But probably they know because Oscar's on, maybe. And what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I remember. I don't think I haven't screamed that long since the Warriors maybe won their first championship. Believe it or not, man. But then yeah, I think director Bong Joon-ho, since he can't speak good English, he obviously has a translator on the stage with him, right? And then he seems like a goofy, funny dude. Yeah, when the translator was translating what he was saying, he seemed like a goofy guy. I think I remember. It's not the best picture. First, it was one of the ones he said, every time this war, I'm gonna celebrate tonight. We drinking tonight. I mean, you best believe they'd be drinking soju or something, right? They're gonna go crazy. But yeah, I'm super proud of whoever the people producing it, the actors, the cameramen, the editing people, the directors, everything that went into Parasite, right? So I'm really proud of how much they accomplished, right? They won 4 awards and won the most notable one, best picture of the year, which really shocked me. I think in the previous video I explained what Parasite is, but honestly, I think it's better to go in blind. Don't read too much online or spoil anything for you. Yeah, usually like if you read like what the story's about, it kind of spoils it right away, right? So if you had the chance, definitely watch Parasite. I'm not sure. Is it still in theaters? I don't think so. I'm not sure, but it's out by now. Many people may be turned off because it's not in English, right? It's in Korean, but there are subtitles. I know people don't like reading subtitles during movies, but honestly, you just have to get used to it. Just like me, I mean, I'm used to watching anime and Korean dramas here and there, and just I remember the first time I watched it, it was a little annoying to watch subtitles, but you get used to it pretty fast. But don't let that make you stray away from watching this movie. It was a great movie nonetheless. But anyways, thank you for watching. Yeah, comment down below what were some of your big surprises if you watched the Oscars last night. All right, peace.